the authentic Storm Pegasus, the front of the box. Next up is the Midfake. The only difference is that they're both in different languages. One way to tell a Midfake by its packaging is to look at the color differences. The authentic Storm Pegasus is a lot more vibrant in color, while the Midfake is a lot desaturated. As you can tell, the reprint on the Midfake packaging. The overall packaging of Midfakes are a lot similar to their authentic counterparts, though there's not really much I can compare between the two. Here are the contents you'll receive from Midfakes, pretty much identical with their authentic counterparts. Now we're gonna compare the contents. First up, start off with the smaller materials, the sticker sheet. As you can tell, the Midfake is a lot more darker in color, while the authentic sticker sheet is quite more vibrant. Also, the way they're packaged is quite different. The orientation of the sticker sheet. That's pretty much it. Moving on, the launcher, the way it's packaged is a lot different. The prongs on the Midfake are facing upwards, while the authentic launcher prongs are facing towards the cardboard sheet. Moving on, we'll be comparing each individual part of the Midfake and authentic Storm Pegasus. From left to right, we have the newest Midfake Storm Pegasus, the New Boy Storm Pegasus, the Hasbro Legend Storm Pegasus, and the older Midfake Pegasus. Starting off with the facebolt between the two, you can slightly tell that the edges of the Midfake facebolt are a lot rounded off compared to the one on the New Boy Storm Pegasus. The way to distinguish facebolts is to tell they have a facebolt code or not. Majority of authentic facebolts do have facebolt codes, so that's one way to confirm its authenticity. Moving on with the clear wheels. Not much of a difference, but the authentic one is a lot darker compared to the Midfake. Next up is the metal wheels. You can tell that the Midfake variant is a lot scuffed, so it's not very clean, but the mold of the recent newer Midfakes are a lot cleaner compared to their older counterparts. Can't really say much about these 105s, they're pretty much identical. A major difference between the two is in their performance tips. One way to distinguish a Midfake, Storm Pegasus that is to tell whether or not its RF has a dip in the middle of its performance tip. Also, the quality of the rubber. It's a lot plasticky on the Midfake, while the authentic one is rubber. The two other variants of Storm Pegasus, that being the Hasbro one and the older Midfake, do have some differences as well. That being Hasbro, well, this variant of Hasbro Storm Pegasus has printing instead of stickers. The metal wheel is pretty much identical to the others, that being it has a different production code. 105, can't say much about it, but its RF, similar to its authentic counterpart, does have a dip in the middle, and its tip is reinforced. This is common on Hasbro bays. Lastly, we're going to compare the newer Midfake to its older counterpart. Face bolts, can't really say. They're different in some ways, that being production quality. Clear wheels, as I mentioned before, they're lighter compared to their authentic counterparts. That being said, there's pretty much no difference. The metal wheels, however, the older Midfake is a lot rough on the quality. It's not very smooth compared to its newer variant, which is a lot smoother, which they have improved the quality. 105s, as mentioned before, can't really say much about these. There is a slight differences in the RFs. There's a slit in the middle on the latest Midfake, while it is not present on the older Midfake. Although the material quality is quite different. It's quite rubbery on the older Midfake, while it's kind of plasticky on the newer one. Tell by the color of the rubbers as well. With all that being said, that's pretty much the end of the comparison.